Black holes, the most formidable yet mysterious entities in our universe. For over 2 years, our cameras have followed a team of international scientists trying to reveal their ultimate secret.
Attention, attention, call station 42.
They are taking the first ever picture of a black hole.
If you ask why this hasn't been done before, it's because it's really, really hard.
To pull off this extraordinary feat, they must travel to the most hostile environments in the world.
It's pretty cold. The wind chill right now is around -70.
To build a network of telescopes the size of planet Earth. Their goal? To reveal a picture of a black hole that will challenge the theories of Albert Einstein and could pave the way to a revolution in physics.
It will be one of the most thrilling discoveries of our age.
This is the inside story of the mission to capture the first real image of a black hole. In the expanse of our universe, there is one object so mysterious, it puzzles the greatest scientific minds: the black hole.
Pretty much every crazy idea that sounds like sci-fi has been put forward in a serious physics journal as something that can happen inside of black holes. It's really the frontier of the Wild West of physics.
A black hole is a region of space where the pull of gravity is so powerful that nothing at all can escape if it gets too close. And by nothing, I really mean nothing, including even light itself.
What we really mean by that is this area called the event horizon. It's a specific limit around the black hole that marks what's inside and what's outside.
Once anything crosses that boundary, adios. It is out of contact with the rest of the universe. We don't know what its ultimate fate is, but probably it ain't very good.
Most scientists today believe that black holes really exist. But nobody has ever actually seen one.
We have identified lots of objects that look like black holes, but you can't prove that they're black holes. This is where the problem comes, right?
If nobody has ever seen a black hole, can we be sure that they really exist? Could this fundamental notion about our universe and how it works be wrong? Astronomer Shep Doleman from the Smithsonian Astrophysical Observatory is on a mission to solve this mystery. He's spearheading an extraordinary experiment. Shep wants to take the first ever photograph of a black hole.
The goal of the entire project is to see what a black hole really looks like, detect its shape, and see what's happening immediately surrounding it, because that's where the action is. Or we are really in uncharted territory. So it's all a bit of a gamble. It's what we call high risk, high payoff.
Here at the Haystack Observatory and across the world, Shep has been developing a technique to try and see the unseen. Shep is targeting the very center of the galaxy, where astronomers have recorded a cluster of stars orbiting something strange. The stars are orbiting so fast, scientists have calculated it must have the mass of over 4 million suns. The best explanation? A black hole. Shep wants to use radio telescopes to try and see this black hole. But there's a problem. Although it's predicted to be much larger than the Sun, from Earth, it's 26,000 light years away. This is such a small target, there's no telescope in existence that has the power to see it.
The entire reason this hasn't been done up till now is that black holes are extremely small. It would be the equivalent of trying to see an orange at the distance of the moon. So we have to build a telescope. We have to build a fundamentally new instrument that can see things that are that small.
To achieve this unprecedented power, for the last decade, Shep has been working towards a master plan. He wants to combine 8 separate telescopes in Spain, Mexico, Arizona, Hawaii, Chile, and the South Pole. This Earth-sized network is called the Event Horizon Telescope. To capture the crucial image, all 8 dishes must point towards the black hole at exactly the same time.
We're linking telescopes about 10,000 kilometers apart, even more than that. By spanning the globe, you create a new kind of instrument that can see a black hole. That's the secret sauce. That's the secret of the Event Horizon Telescope.
It's a monumental technological undertaking. At each of the 8 observatories across the world, radio waves from around the black hole must be recorded, and the data stored onto hundreds of specialized hard drives. These drives must then be transported to the Max Planck Institute in Germany and Haystack Observatory in Massachusetts, where the data will be combined inside giant supercomputers called correlators.
This correlator is the final piece of the puzzle. The first part is collecting data at different spots around the globe. The second piece, though, is combining that data, and that's what the correlator does.
Only then will this Earth-sized telescope network have a chance to make an image of a black hole.
If the Event Horizon Telescope manages to actually take a high-quality photo of a black hole, that's not an impressive feat. It's a mind-blowing feat. It's a technical tour de force like we've never seen before.
But what does Shep's team hope to see if a black hole allows nothing, not even light, to escape? A black hole itself is invisible. But matter falling into it should give it away. Its intense gravity attracts interstellar gas and pulls it into a faster and faster orbit. This heats the gas to billions of degrees and emits a glow that the telescopes may be able to detect. If our ideas about black holes are true, the team predicts they will see a circular ring of light and the shadow of a black hole. For physicists, a lot is at stake. A picture of a black hole will test one of the most treasured theories in science, Einstein's theory of general relativity. His theory says that mass curves the fabric of space and time, creating an effect that we call gravity.
Einstein's theory of relativistic gravity, that is what lays the foundations that sets all of our understanding. Step 1 is just, did Einstein get it right? Is there some detail that's been overlooked?
For 100 years, Einstein's theory has passed every test, but nobody has ever seen its most extreme prediction. If enough mass was crushed into a small enough space, the gravity would be so strong, it would form a black hole.
How wonderful would it be if the Event Horizon Telescope shows us that in extreme realms, Einstein is not completely right. It will be one of the most thrilling discoveries of our age, as we will then leapfrog forward in our grasp of how the universe works.
A challenge to Einstein's theory and a new era of astronomy rests on the success of the Event Horizon Telescope team. There are now just 3 months until the team will attempt to observe the black hole using a network of 8 telescopes. But there's a lot to do. Shep has come to one of the telescopes in the network to oversee a crucial test run.
What really gets us out of bed, what really gets us motivated for this, is building a new kind of instrument. When you think of building a telescope as large as the Earth, that in and of itself is such a crazy idea.
None of the telescopes were originally designed to connect in this giant network. So the team must fit each telescope with special equipment and customize them to make it work.
We're operating a little bit on faith. Faith that we've checked everything that we can and that it's working properly.
Shep and the team are hoping that the test run goes according to plan.
We spend all of our time being paranoid. There's a saying, only the paranoid survive.
To connect the telescopes together, the team is using a special technique called very long baseline interferometry. But there is a big challenge. During the observations, they won't see any results in real time.
The very nature of the technique we're using is that we're not going to know if these observations work until we get all the data back to a central processing facility. So we're here to do what's called a dry run, to make sure that everything runs like clockwork.
Scan 2, somebody at 0.78, it's 0.078, who wrote that?
During the critical observation run, there's a lot that can go wrong. The radio signal from the black hole must be recorded at each telescope, and the data stored onto specialized hard drives. But clouds can obscure the signal, and equipment could fail, knocking one or more of the telescopes out of the network. So the team needs clear weather and perfectly working telescopes at every location across the globe, simultaneously. If just one telescope fails, they might not get an image. After the data have been recorded, the filled hard drives will be shipped to Massachusetts and Germany, where the data must be combined, and they will know if their ambitious plan has worked.
You think it's all set?
Yeah, I hope so.
In Mexico, astronomer Gopal Narayanan is in charge.
The whole purpose of the test observations we're doing is to bring in a couple of new facilities. We're going to bring in OPEX, which is in Chile, Pico di Valletta in Europe, and the South Pole Telescope.
Out of all of the telescopes in the network, the South Pole is critical to make an image of a black hole. From Mexico, the South Pole is nearly 8,000 miles away. The huge distance between these telescopes will help the team get an image with much greater resolution. Physicist Dan Maroney and his team have traveled here to the ends of the Earth to get the telescope ready.
By including the South Pole Telescope, we really truly make a telescope the size of the Earth. It more than doubles the resolution of the array and gives us that last bit of detail that we need to make a picture of a black hole.
It's January, and the weather is a biting 33 degrees below zero.
So it's pretty cold. The wind chill right now is around -70.
Despite the cold, the team still needs to prepare for the test observations. They must install this custom-built mirror to the telescope with sub-millimeter accuracy.
Okay, I do believe the tertiary is installed.
We have to have this mirror positioned so that the light from this giant 10-meter telescope is focused precisely on our receiver. So that took a little bit of doing, but we think we have it right about now.
The mirror is in, but until the observations are complete, they won't know if it's worked. Back in Mexico, Gopal and the team get ready to start the trial observation run with the 4 telescopes. They will record the radio emission from bright sources called quasars to test the network. Data specialist Lindy Blackburn is in charge of recording the data.
1 minute to go.
1 minute to go. Is Lindy happy with this? There we go. We're on.
But as the test observations begin,
Okay, recording.
there's an unexpected problem.
Yes.
No lights?
A bug in the code means the recording lights are not coming on.
No, it's trying to record.
I was trying to record. Okay. Sending data to record, only the very last step in this whole fine process, which is, albeit a very important step, which is to record the damn data we've collected all through the chain. That is not happening right now.
Without data, the telescope is knocked out of the network.
Lindy is working furiously to find the fixes, and I think we're hopeful. So the IF levels look fine.
Yeah.
Tell me it's working, Lindy. No.
Same problem.
Yep.
I changed the order when I thought it was the initial problem with the...
You're hoping that we'll get this recording this time, Lindy?
I really don't know.
1 minute.
Already?
10 seconds to go.
Lights. Yay! Good job, Lindy.
It's 2:46 a.m. The team has recorded the quasar data. But they won't find out if the test has worked until the data have been analyzed. Only then will the team know if they stand a chance on the real observation run when they attempt to record an image of a black hole. An image of a black hole will provide a new way to test Einstein's most extreme theoretical predictions.
Einstein's equations show us that if you spend an hour or two at the edge of a black hole and then come back to Earth, for instance, Earth might have aged 10,000 or 1,000,000 or 1,000,000,000 years. So when we are observing the event horizon of a black hole, we are observing what really can be characterized as a time machine.
Yet despite Einstein's equations, even he didn't think that black holes could exist. He didn't believe there was a way they could ever form.
That's a sensible objection that Einstein had. I mean, after all, it'd be very, very, very hard to do to crush all the mass of something to a point. Einstein naturally and reasonably assumed that matter just wouldn't allow itself to be compacted that much.
But evidence of a mechanism has been growing. Scientists now believe a black hole is the corpse of a giant star that's gone supernova. Deep inside the debris, the surviving core collapses to an infinitely small point. This is called the singularity. Its intense gravity warps space and time so severely that nothing can escape, forming the black hole's event horizon.
It's possible that black holes are ultimately a figment of the mathematical equations that Einstein gave us, but how better to begin to push this understanding than to look and see what's actually out there? And that's the promise of the Event Horizon Telescope.
The team hopes to test these theories by taking a picture of a black hole. They have 2 targets in the centers of 2 different galaxies. One called Sagittarius A star, the other called M87.
There are only a couple of targets in the universe currently where the Event Horizon Telescope can hope to resolve this silhouette of a black hole, to see the edge of the event horizon. M87 is one of them.
This image, showing emissions from M87, is the closest astronomers have come to seeing a black hole, but it's not close enough.
If we want to image the event horizon, we have to make an image of what's inside this little box here at the very central core of this galaxy. That's what we've been directing all of our efforts towards for over a decade, to find out what happens in this place that has been off limits to us since the beginning of astronomy.
If they succeed, computer simulations show they should see this: a ring of light circling the edge of the black hole.
If we could see this ring, it would be the best evidence that we have for the existence of black holes.
It's been 3 months since the Event Horizon Telescope team ran a test using 4 out of 8 telescopes in their network. Since the test run, they have been processing the data. And despite the recording problems in Mexico, the results showed that 4 telescopes combined successfully as one. The full observation run is now just 1 day away, and Shep is at the Black Hole Initiative in Cambridge, Massachusetts. This will be mission control. The team needs to link 8 world-leading multi-million-dollar observatories simultaneously to capture their image.
We've got clear blue skies, so...
They have a 10-day window at the telescopes, but clouds at any one of the locations will obscure the signal from the black hole and ruin the data. So each day, Shep needs to make a call if the night is go or no go.
Whether or not you energize the Event Horizon Telescope on a given night, that's the biggest decision you can make. If you make the right one, then you've got great data. If you make a wrong decision, you've expended huge amounts of resources.
Each night of observation will cost thousands of dollars and eat up their limited hard drive space. Shep needs 5 nights of data to stand the best chance of making an image. Judging the weather conditions across the world will be critical.
Pico might go above in the next couple of days.
The ALMA looks good. If you make the wrong go, no-go decision, you may have jeopardized your ability to image a black hole. And that's what consumes us when we're in that room. Hey, Kazu.
The communication and weather reports are online. Now Shep needs to make sure the telescopes are ready.
We want to make sure that we understand where things stand by the end of today, right? Because if something is not technically ready, then we really do have a problem.
High in the Atacama Desert of Chile, astronomer Alan Roy is at the Apex telescope to make final preparations.
Atento guardia de control, Apex 2, Apex 18.
Alan is responsible for the most critical part of the project, the timing.
Timing is absolutely important to this project, absolutely central. It's the heart piece of the whole experiment. You're putting in a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of time, and it's all hinging on getting that timing right.
The Event Horizon Telescope network is so large, the signal from the black hole will arrive at each telescope at a different point in time. What's more, the Earth rotates. As it spins, the position of the telescopes in space constantly changes. If the team can't record the time the signals arrive to within a millionth of a second, the telescopes will fail to combine as one. To sync the telescopes together, the team has spent $2 million on some of the most accurate atomic clocks in the world, called hydrogen masers.
And this is the hydrogen maser. This clock keeps time to about a second in 10 million years. Of course, we don't wait 10 million years to measure it.
Alan must keep this clock at a stable temperature so it runs precisely. But there's a problem. The chamber used to cool it is broken.
The bearings have seized and we've got no cooling. So that means the chamber overheats and the maser is then not very happy.
A faulty maser could be catastrophic. In the remote Atacama Desert, it's too far to call for an engineer. But Alan has a resourceful solution.
The solution is to crack open the door of the chamber so that the excess heat from the maser can come out through the door. It makes me a little nervous, but The clock, we have to take on faith, yes, that it's running as it should.
This piece of tape should keep the maser running correctly. If it doesn't, the whole experiment could be at risk.
My hat is off to the folks that can actually undertake these experiments and observations and make it work. It's real, it's tangible, and it's extreme and abstract at the same time.
In Hawaii, on the volcano Mauna Kea, project manager Remo Talanis hears from Mission Control.
So, just got the news. It's a go. So, ready to go and start observing.
This is the crucial moment that over 10 years of hard work has been leading up to.
It's taken a long time to get to this point that we are going to give it a real shot to get an image of a black hole. And now finally the day is here.
Remo must ascend to over 13,000 feet to the top of the volcano. Here, two observatories, the James Clerk Maxwell Telescope and the sub-millimeter array, are part of the network. And Remo is up against the clock to get them ready.
Right. We have to start tuning the receiver. This mirror directs the radiation into the receiver that we're going to use. It's like tuning your radio. It's going. Looking good.
At the sub-millimeter array, engineer Jonathan Weintraub is checking the data recorders.
We have 50 minutes now to run the checks before we start recording. And high altitude doesn't help your brain function. You tend to make more mistakes at altitude.
But across the mountain, Remo hits a glitch.
Oh. What the heck? We fell out of lock.
The receiver won't lock onto the frequency. Without a lock, the data from the telescope will be ruined.
Maybe our yig is unlocked.
Remo has no option but to manually adjust the receiver settings.
Darn. Am I now need reading glasses? I can't see their stupid dials anymore. Yeah, we stayed in lock. Excellent. All right.
The team is ready just in time.
I think we're all set.
Good. Great. It has a nice signal. Attention, attention. Doors and roof will be opening. Doors and roofs will be opening. Call station 42. Call station 42. Oh, TST is open.
Remo directs the antenna onto the target. And Jonathan gets ready to record the data.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are we going?
The Event Horizon telescope is on the way.
After years of work, the teams at 8 observatories across the world are finally recording the radio emissions from around a black hole. Over the first 2 days of the run, they successfully record 2 full nights of data. But it's not easy.
We're tired. You know, you wind up just being up at all hours of the night.
Where is it? Where is this?
Oh, so it's in front?
We had a problem with one of the telescopes. One of the bits of electronics that we rely on was giving us some crazy results.
We're at the maser right now.
Look at channel number 17. And ultimately, we fixed it. Because we were in the room, we're working.
So far, the weather has been perfect across the globe. But on day 3, at the Large Millimeter Telescope in Mexico, the outlook is beginning to change.
It's a scary, scary webcam.
You know, the LMT is just completely chaotic right now. I mean, you saw the webcam, they're socked in by fog, there's clouds rolling in. It looks very, very dicey up there.
So it's clearly building up.
A storm system looks like it's moving towards Mexico.
The telescope in Mexico, the LMT, and the telescope in Arizona have dicey weather. And so we're just gonna wait.
Shep delays the go, no-go decision. It's too close to call.
You guys have to explain these LMT webcams to me. From one direction, it just looks like a vacation paradise. And then for these other views, it just looks like you're heading into a vortex maelstrom of hell. And I don't understand how three different views can be so different.
Shep has to decide. But now there's news from the ALMA Observatory in Chile.
Hold on. I want to make sure I understand what you just said. You think there's a chance that the data from last night from ALMA are corrupted?
There's a chance.
Corrupt data could put the whole $50 million experiment in jeopardy. At 8 telescopes across the world, the team has been recording the emission from a black hole.
Okay, recording. All right.
Oh, yes.
They are 3 days into their 10-day observation window. But at the ALMA Observatory in Chile, the team thinks their entire second night of data could be corrupt.
This is a whole new wrinkle for us. If you had extra time, could you run this problem down?
Running it down is probably not likely.
It's a massive blow. The team might now only have 1 night's worth of data out of 5 they need. With the weather outlook set to get worse, Shep has to take a risk.
I think we should make this a go, because we're not going to tear the system apart, so we have to assume that ALMA is going to be fine. So I'm going to say that we're going to go.
Over the next 5 days, the team avoids the storm and observes for the remaining 3 nights.
We are recording the data.
Their hard drives fill up with over 6 million gigabytes of precious data. More storage than 12,000 laptop computers. In Chile, Alan Roy and the team finish what's been a tiring 8 days.
This is coming up to the end of the last run. We've got maybe 3 minutes. I'm feeling weary, but content.
The team has recorded their target of 5 nights of data. But only when all the data are combined together will they know if they might see a black hole.
This is the interesting part. It's almost a game of bluff. You've now spent more than a week here at the telescopes, observed through the night, and we still don't know if anything will come out of this.
Over in Cambridge, Shep is winding down.
I mean, this is the beginning of the end, right? I mean, this is not the end by any stretch of the imagination. We have a lot of work to do, but we've taken this first big step.
At the South Pole, after 5 months of total darkness, flights resume once again. Now the team can finally return the last remaining hard drives back to the US and Germany and complete the processing from all 8 telescopes. At the Black Hole Initiative, Shep assembles team members from around the world to test how to turn the new data into images.
The big challenge that we face in this technique of the Event Horizon Telescope is that we don't have all the pixels in the image, if you will. We have some of the pixels, so the art is trying to figure out what the entire image looks like without having, everything that we'd like to have.
The team will test different computer algorithms to see if they can create an accurate image. But they won't attempt it on the target black holes just yet.
First, we're putting on training wheels, right? We're taking baby steps, and we're trying to use the algorithms that we want to use for Sagittae and M87, but on well-known sources that are much brighter.
These bright sources come from matter swirling into what's believed to be a feasting black hole. As the black hole accelerates the matter, it rips it apart and launches jets of radiation into space. These are quasars. They can kick out more energy than 1 billion stars, leaving a signature jet that's visible across the cosmos.
If we can get really good images on those sources, then we know we'll be ready to go to the next phase.
Katie Bauman is leading one of the teams trying to make an image of a quasar.
That's really exciting. The first time we're actually trying to make an image. So here is 3C120. It looks like
the quasar is too far away to see the edge of the black hole, but the team knows what the jet should look like from existing telescopes. But 2 days into this workshop, the algorithms are not producing one consistent image.
I can make an image that looks like that, and that's ridiculous.
we get a lot of different kind of structures come out from the same data. That's not a vote of confidence in those images, I guess.
Physicist Mareki Hanma is also not getting a clear image.
Here is a very bright spot, so we believe there is something, but the whole area, it just looks like noise.
If the team can't get the algorithms to work, they won't be able to make an image of a black hole. The Event Horizon Telescope team has linked data from 8 telescopes together to try and capture an image of a black hole. The team has had problems creating a clear test image of a quasar. But after a week of coding, the images start to improve. And the jet has more detail than anything the team has seen before.
I see this jet-like kind of structure shooting out.
It's incredible. Look at all the structure.
The team has produced images now after going through this whole pipeline that seem very robust. So that's the key. You have to be so confident in your techniques and your data handling that you trust them. Because for Sagittae, for M87, we have no idea what we're going to see.
After more than 10 years of planning,
yay!
$50 million, and the combined brain power of over 200 international scientists.
Attention, attention, doors and roof will be opening.
Atento, guardia de control, apex dos.
Finally, the time comes to try and make an image of a black hole.
This has been a huge process, a very, very careful process. And the imaging team is now getting the first set of data they can use to make a photo of a black hole.
It's really exciting. We just got the data, and that's, what we've been waiting for many years, so it's a pretty exciting time for us.
This is the moment when we finally get to see what a black hole might look like.
Each member of the team loads the data and starts running their algorithms.
Are we doing this?
Let's see it.
Okay, ready, set, go, going.
The algorithms are producing some tantalizing images.
This is very early stages. This is exploratory surgery. The patient is on the table. We've opened the patient up. We're looking inside. We're trying to find out what we see.
Each member of the team needs to zero in on one consistent image.
That is interesting. Whoa.
I'm getting something pretty similar, a little bit.
And with the data for the black hole M87, one image soon becomes clear.
I see a circle-y feature.
A bright ring of light circling the shadow of the black hole.
What I'm seeing on the screen here is pretty startling. This is a case where the signal is so clear that it kind of hits you on the head with a hammer. If this holds up, it's going to be the discovery of my lifetime, and I think of many other people's lifetime. And it's really sobering to see what a black hole looks like for the first time.
The image shows photons of light being distorted into a ring by the power of gravity. In the center, a black hole with the mass of 6 billion suns is swallowing the light that strays too close. It is profound evidence that confirms the existence of black holes, first predicted by Einstein's theory of gravity.
This shows us that space-time is distorted in the way that Einstein felt it would be at the black hole boundary, at the most extreme environment in the universe. These photons are struggling to get away from this black hole. And the black hole is tethering them with its immense gravity. And every once in a while, some of them can just get away from the black hole and come to us. So we're seeing the very definition of this surface where light is lost forever.
In 2019, the Event Horizon Telescope team verified their data and released their results to the world. This is a groundbreaking scientific result. For the Event Horizon Telescope team, they hope it could transform the way we see the universe.
When Galileo first proved that you can take pictures of the sky with telescopes, that didn't end astronomy. It started it. And in the same way, the most important scientific legacy of the Event Horizon Telescope is going to be the fact that it creates an entirely new field of science.
If I know astronomers, when this thing is done, they're going to go, ooh, what else can we do with this?
I can certainly envision that 10, 30, 50 years from now, our description of black holes are going to be completely, radically different.
For Shep and the Event Horizon Telescope team, they hope this is just the beginning.
We're not done. We don't actually like things to be tied up in a bow and finished. This shows us how black holes eat and how they feed in the way that has been impossible up to now. This, most of all, signals a whole new direction in astronomy. And that's rare. That is really extraordinary.